This is Our Vision for the Future.
She is the brightest star her tiny country has ever produced, yet she left it all behind. Now she is filling churches across America with her soaring voice and her emotional portrayal of her spiritual and musical journey. Born Tatjana Matejaš in Zagreb, Croatia, Tajci grew up in what was then communist Yugoslavia. Because her family resisted joining the Communist Party, they lost their land and were forced to live together in a small apartment.
From that opening clip, this is no ordinary Our Vision for the Future. In fact, we have brought in today to our studio a very, very special guest. And this guest is Tajci Cameron, who happens to be giving evenings of concert at 2 of our local parishes here in the diocese. We're so glad that you're here, but what's interesting is to know that you have been in your youth a pop icon, and now are not just talking to youth, but rather inspiring thousands of Americans across the country as you visit our parishes. You have been added on to our program today because we want you to tell us how it is that you moved from being at 19 to 21 a European sensation to move to the United States all alone and unknown at 21. What prompted you to leave all of that? All of the fame, the glory, the money, the celebrity? Why did you come here?
Well, Jim, thank you for inviting me to your program today, and such a wonderful question to open with, because every one of us, is in search of better life. We dream we dream about fame and money and having, a good car and a good pair of shoes. And I was only 19 when that part of my dream had come true. I never really wanted to be famous. I never really put a lot of emphasis on being rich. I'd been singing since I was 4. My dad taught me how to sing with my heart. But, I found myself at 19 performing for over, a billion people on that television show. And it made me instantly into the biggest star that Yugoslavia had ever. It was then still Yugoslavia. And I had everything. I had millions of people that admired me and adored me. And I was Tajci, the pop star, the superstar. But when the lights would go down and the music would stop and the fans would go home, and I found myself in the loneliness of my apartment or my dressing room, I would ask myself, well, who am I? A superstar or a teenage girl? And I was, of course, to me, just a teenage girl. And that teenage girl was very lonely, thought she was very empty, and none of this really was able to fulfill me, because I was brought up in an atheist country, and I never really knew who God was, if he was real. We had a lot of churches. I was baptized at birth, but it was all under, we weren't practicing faith. So I found myself in a very lonely place, and I wanted to know who I was, and if there was somebody else, somebody bigger that can fulfill that emptiness and loneliness for me.
So if that's how you came to this country in search of yourself, how was it that you ended up now writing such spiritual music, also performing, I think, exclusively religious music, and why you're calling this country to an engagement as a parish, as a church, as a faith community? You want us to be engaged. How did you move from pop stardom to evangelizing?
And it is a part of exactly that journey, of going to who am I from the outside to who am I really inside. That journey, that walk with God, that coming to his presence, that surrendering to his will, saying, let it be done to me, Lord, according to your will. That is a long process that I bet many of us are on. I mean, all of us are on. And for me, what I do is music. That's my tool, that's my gift, that's my instrument, that's how I realize that's my work, So, of course, as I was on my spiritual journey, learning about God, discovering my Catholic faith, reading the scriptures, learning about teachings of Jesus Christ, it all it was such a logical thing that I started writing about it. And then 12 years ago, when I met my husband, Matthew Cameron, we decided to start touring the country. And we created 3 liturgically themed concerts. One is Emmanuel, the story of Christmas. I Thirst, the crucifixion story, which we do during Lent as a part of Way of the Cross. And then Let It Be Mary's story, which we do in months of October and May, which are traditionally Marian months. And you know, what I find very a common theme is really following God's calling in our lives and truly being engaged. So when we come to a parish, you know, look, I grew up without faith, without going to church. So for me, it's different. For me, every encounter with God, every Mass is a joyful experience. And I met a lot of people who had been brought up Catholic and who go to Mass every Sunday, never missed a Mass, and yet maybe there is detachment.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
well, I will fulfill my obligation and then I'm good. Well, so I'm trying with our music, and music is such a powerful tool in reaching people's hearts, to offer this hour of music and saying, just let go. We are in the, you know, we usually do it in a concerts in sanctuaries, and you know, be aware of the presence of our Lord, and engage. Let your heart be. Engage your heart. Go. That's where they say, "Love you, God." My favorite scripture: "Love you, God, with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul." That means engage. Make that connection. You know, that's what we do.
And the perfect way to show that is to play one clip right now from Let It Be. And the song will be that beautiful music that comes to us from Bob Hurd, which has been retooled and reworked by Tajci. Let's hear her sing now, "Be It Done Unto Me," to see how this theme is something she means to offer all of us as a prayer for ourselves.
The angel Gabriel was sent from God to a town of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man named Joseph of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. Upon arriving, the angel said to her, "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women. Do not fear, Mary. You have found favor with God. You shall conceive and bear a son, and shall give him the name Jesus. Be done unto me. Be done unto me. Be done unto me according to thy word. How can you who encompass all things be encompassed by me? In whose image I'm wondrously made, be made then of me. Be done unto me. Be done unto me. Be done unto me according to thy word. The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Hence, the holy offspring to be born will be called the Son of God. This my body is yours now, O child of my womb. I will love you with unfailing love, so strong and so pure. unto me, be done unto me, be done unto me, according to thy word.
I hope you enjoyed that one glimpse of Tajci singing Be It Done Unto Me. We're taking our 1-minute break right now, but please don't go far because we still have a second half of the program to share more music and more faith from Tajci. Stay tuned.
Our vision for the future will be right back. KNXT would like to thank Ventura TV Video Appliance Center for their support of our vision for the future. Ventura TV Video Appliance Center, the local choice for brand name appliances and electronics since 1951.
You know, Tajci, it's beautiful hearing the music, knowing the concert is beautiful, the disc we've seen. Tell us about things we don't know. What you do when you come with your family to a parish, how it is that you try to engage that parish to really capture the spirit of I Do Believe.
And the engaged church. You know, my husband Matthew Cameron, he books organizes all the concerts. For the last 12 years, we've done over 850, and we make it a point not to stay in hotels, not to go to restaurants to eat. We really, when we come to town, and our concerts are free. If there's 300 people, you know, in the parish, we offer it free of charge to the parish. So we ask that everybody brings their gifts, that everybody becomes that light of Christ, that then we all share and offer to the, you know, invite a friend to come to a concert, maybe move somebody that's not a believer. And it's important to us that we make it, you know, that we understand how this is, we just offer an opportunity. You have a gift for cooking. You have a gift for hosting. You know, you've been blessed with a beautiful home. You know, you are excited about sharing music, so you help us with selling CDs at the end of the concert. Really, really providing a community builder, and the church. It really is a model. That's really part of our ministry, to engage with your gifts and say yes and be the light.
Now, speaking of your DVDs, tell us a little bit about the website I Do Believe and what we may find if we go to I Do Believe.
Well, there's a story of, you know, of my conversion, and there's all the different DVDs that you can view. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube now that you can Google Tajci. You will find my old stuff, my new. We also write a blog. You can follow us everywhere we go. See the picture of my children. I have 3 sons.
We're going to see some of them later.
Yes, they're 11, 9, and 6. And we used to travel everywhere as a family. Now we do still, but we make some trips that I go alone. But it is just very passionate and very engaged.
Very briefly, how would you distinguish the difference between a pop concert and a concert that you are specializing in giving now? And for example, how does your music, how would you want to describe your music for those that are watching today?
My music is an experience. You know, I bring of course, the spiritual dimension that I want. I offer it to be an instrument to move a human heart. I combine scriptures with songs, some of them that you might know from different composers. I write a lot of my music, and I also use a lot of ethnic elements, and from the treasury of the history of music, from Gregorian chant to Hebrew chant. You know, I really love to, and I travel with a tremendous musician, Denny Bouchard, who does soundscapes. So it's truly an experience.
You know, when the next song I think we want to play right now, because it really captures something that you have talked about, and maybe after we hear it, I Thirst, you might be able to remind us why this is typical of what you are trying to share, what depth of faith you want people to engage with.
cry. You who thirst and find within him peace and life. Oh, how I cry as blood flows forth and washed away the darkness from my soul, to bring forth the light, to warm my heart. To bring forth light, to warm my heart, and washed away the darkness from my soul, to bring forth the light, to warm my heart.
You know, I'm not sure, but being an idol to thousands and millions of young people, and being a teenage celebrity, it's got to put you in touch with the young culture. And I'm wondering if you don't find that a real blessing as you try to nurture and mentor young people on their spiritual journey, which is something you are probably uniquely prepared to do.
And it's a challenge because everybody loves to have their pop star and their pop icons, and it's wonderful. I mean, I have this great status back home, and my wonderful fans that I love, and everything. I have my music, even pop music, had provided so much joy and inspiration to them, and yet I would love for them to see me as who I am, as an artist who has something to say, as an artist who, that's, so when I talk to young people, I say, look, dream big, give yourself permission to be a big, bright light in the world, fulfill your dreams, but always know where your heart and where your soul is, so that you never end up in this empty place, so that you're never really led astray by the glitter, because it's so easy to just follow that and then find yourself saying, now what? Who am I? What am I doing? And if you know what I'm, you will. There's plenty of celebrities today who find themselves in the same spot.
Now, one thing that's unique about you is the next clip shows it nicely. Going back after 20 years to reconnect with another generation. You're one generation removed from when you were 21.
Yes.
You're going back to your old country. Tell us, let's play that clip. Tell us afterwards why that's so important for you and why you're going to be doing it again, because it is so important for you.
And this song was one of the biggest hit ballads of all times. So this is a remake that I just did this year.
Wow, let's hear it.
Jedna za mene, druga za tebe. Preduga je noć, što nas razdvaja. S drugom si ti, a s tobom sam ja.
that just gave us an idea of you singing in your own language. But of course you sing 9 languages, which means that at a concert that you give, there's a tremendous capacity for reaching out to the whole world.
I really try to connect with different people, different cultures. You know, I think it's important for us to understand how we're connected with one God. And I love the awareness of the presence of God within your own soul, and then a connection with these people from all over the world. And music is such a powerful tool because you really don't need to even understand the language to be moved. And you know, my music is, whether it's pop, secular, or spiritual, my music is all inward. You know, it's like it really allows you a chance to stop, pause, and be aware of your blessings, of where you are in your life. Maybe ask some questions, maybe break some walls.
Speaking of blessings, let's see one of your 3 major blessings, which is one of your sons, Evan. Let's listen to the song, and then you tell us why you thought this would be a nice one to treat us with.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains, through the prairies, to the oceans, light will flow. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Evan Cameron, my son, who is 9 years old, and I have 3 sons. Dante is 11, Evan is 9, and Blaze is 6. And I think it's one of the biggest blessings of my life, to, of course, to have them, and my beautiful, wonderful husband, and the chance to take them around America, to see what this country is like with their own eyes. And I always make a point to sing this song because, Jim, I am an immigrant. I came to this country with nothing. I chose to come to this country with nothing. What I expected from this country, I got, and that is freedom. Freedom to be who I am. Freedom from judgment, freedom from anything I want to be free of. You can be free of that in America. I really take it as a responsible blessing, and I am so blessed when I'm on tour and we come to parish, we experience these amazing people, and we get reminded daily really what America is about. It's about those people that are ready to roll up their sleeves and rebuild over and over and over again.
You know, it's unfortunate that we've run out of time, Tajci, but we're going to close now with a final song that not only is from the Christmas CD, but it is called I Do Believe. It's not only the title of a song, it's also the theme of Tajci's life and her family's life. They believe. It's also idobelieve.com, the site where you can find so many resources to follow up your interest in Tajci and her music. Stay tuned now, and we'll see you next week, God willing.
I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all that's seen and all unseen. I believe in Jesus Christ, His only Son, my Lord. He came down for me, suffered and died for my sin. He rose again, He ascended to heaven and sits at the right hand of the Father. He will come again in glory, He'll reign, and His kingdom will have I believe in His love. I look for resurrection and a life for the world to